Welcome back to the fourth part of this tutorial. I'm now going to exit out and let's go to let's exit out of the now. I need to be able to call this very data, okay, this very one, but this that's where I'm going to have to insert the records. And one thing first, this should not be, let's correct that should be Y biology. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here, write a function to call this and to also call the view data. Okay, just these two first. This very function here, that's just to create the table. So this is for insert and this is to view the data. Okay, let's come to the front end. I'm going to go right down because I need to call this function, make reference to this function, and make reference to this function as well. So let's come right down here. This is where my function, database function, will be. And in there I'm going to enter as follows. So let's speed that up though. Alright, that is the function that I intend to call for the function that we call the add student record. Okay, and what is the adding? All of this information on the table. Okay, and the next one is to view the data, and right there guys, this is the function that will view the data. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run the program and let's see how it's going to look like. Okay, right there. So let's enter some data in here. So this is the, let's say this is the student number, ID number, and the course code, and the name. Let's say the name is Carrie Stanmore, and examination number. There we go. And now let's enter the grades for mathematics, computing, English, biology, chemistry, physics, advanced, and business. There. So we click on add. Okay, now what we're missing is we're missing 1, 2, and 3. Right. And then let's see if we can display. Yes, we can display. So two things I need to take care of is this, get this result out, and also I think I like this result to fill this list box, so I have to find a way to add a column. Okay, to add a spacing on the column, or just find a way to get it spaced. Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm going to exit out though. Okay, a very easy way out would be to call this add unit score. And I'm going to paste add unit score right here. Okay, and this, the add data will actually be this very one now, instead of add unit score that we used to have here. So we now have that as add data, and here this is for the display and this is for the clear. Okay, those three are taken care of. I've called this command, call this, and call this. So all that is left for us to do is to take care of delete, search, and update. Okay, so let's run it. and we take it from there. There we go. Now add student number and the course code. Let's change the course code to something else, and the name, let's say the name is Sammy Jones. Exam number, school, and there we go. Get rid of that. There. Now click on add. There we go. Sammy Jones is two lower. Okay, second class lower, and there we can see all the transcript of Sammy Jones right there. Right, so that is fine. So I just need to take care of 1, 2, and 3. Then we also look for a solution to add space to this result. Okay, close that. Now let's go into our back end. Okay, this is my back end. I already have the delete function, so have a good look at the delete function. Okay, there we go. So all I'm now going to do is call this very delete function on the front end, and there we go. That is it, called right there. Okay, so I'll now call this delete data, not date, delete data. Let's change that. I'm now going to call this with the button. Let's come to command button here, command button delete, and right there, comma, press enter, command equals delete. Okay, save that. Now we need to take care of search and that. Right, so let's go back to our front end, back end. That's the back end. Now scroll right down here and let's enter something for search. Alright guys, and here are the lines of code for this to search the data. I've actually speed it up, so have a good look at it. And now let me show you the lines of code for on the front end. This is the back end. Okay, this is the back end where the database, that's where the database is generated, and here this is the front end, and here are the lines of code for the search. So what I'm going to do now is to call this search database. I'm going to come right here, call that function inside my search here. Right, let's say comma, command equals search database. There we go. So we can close that as well. Then one more we need to update. Okay, let's come up here, and that's where the update is going to be. But first thing first, let's take care of the update here on the back end, right underneath here, and update data. Right, okay guys, for the search, that's taken care of, and that is for the update. Okay, so let's come in, let's go to our front end. That was the front end. I mean, this is the back end. So that is the search, and here that is the update data. So let's go to the front end. Right here we have the front end. Okay, so one other thing that we have on the front end is as follows. Let me show it to you guys. Because of time, it's going to almost 2 hours, which is getting to be too long. And right here, that is for the front end as well. So all of these data will be on this for the database. This for the list box. So when we click on the list box, we will be able to repopulate each of the text box with all of this information, apart from the examination number, which is not that important. Okay, that is for the list box. Have a good look at it. And that is on the front end. Okay, and here is that's the update. Let's move this up a little bit. Okay, update, search, delete, all of these data function are all actually on the front end. And as you can see, every single functions here are also calling the function within the back end itself. Okay, if we look at our data is calling this function here. Okay, and display is calling function view data. Search. Okay, let's look at this. Delete is calling function delete record here. Then we have search is calling function search data. So what I'm going to do now is let me just run it and see how it looks like. Then we take it from there. Right, let's click on display. Okay, and let's scroll right down here. Click on any of these. If I click on them, I expect it to display something here for me. Nope, we have a problem. I think there might be an error. Let's see. All right, we don't have txt student ID, so let's come down here and see. Oh no, there's a lot of errors here. Can you see that? txt student ID, that ought to be self. Even this should be self. All of this should be self. Can you guys please correct that if you are following along? So there's a lot of self there to be included. Just to prove to you that's the problem. See, TSC computing. Let's see. That will surely be the next error. Let's display and come right down here. Click on that. Okay, that is working. Now one is working. Let's see. Okay, first name. So first name does not have that. Let's come down. Yep, first name. First name is next on the list. Then let's say we correct that of first name. And we'll run it again and see what's going to happen. That of first name is corrected. Let's see the next one. And let's click. Alright, name is there. Let's see what's the next error here. Let's close this and start it again so that you guys can see it properly. Display and click on anything here. Yes, surname need to be corrected as well. So I'm going to correct all of those now that you guys understand what's going on. All I'm missing is the self because they are all in a class, so they ought to go through the class declaration. So I'm going to correct computing as well, and as soon as I finish with the correction or modification, then I'll get back to you guys. You see, it's coming up gradually. So let's speed up the whole process and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay, all the corrections are now in place, as you can see. Alright, so what is left for us to do now is, let's try it out. I'm going to click on run. There we go. So first thing first, if you like, the choice is yours. Let's add some values in there. Let's say the name is, let's say, oh no, that's supposed to be student ID. That's the student ID there, and the course code is, let's choose something else. Okay, all that is working, and the name happened to be Louis Stonehead. All right, examination number, and here grades. Louis is an average student, so okay then. And for that, and this, that is how weak Louis is. All right, let's see Louis grade. If we click on add, there we go. Look at that, that's Louis grade there. And let's see Louis ranking. What was his ranking? He has no ranking. How come? All right, Louis has no ranking. Okay, supposing we increase this and see what's going to happen. He now has a ranking. That shouldn't be so. Okay, now let's click on display. There we go. So to prove that this is working now, let's come into this guy, Larry, Grace Larry's. Okay, look at Grace Larry's there. And you see her? So that means the system is now working. Okay, so that error has been taken care of. Okay, it's working as we want, but let's try out the search function. Let's assume let's clear it first. That's good. And let's assume here we want to search for, let's say, Paul, and then click on the search. There we go. You see all the information of Paul there. Okay, and this doesn't have student ID and so on, but we can always add a course code. Alright, that's the course code that should have been there, and examination number is not part of the database, so we can just make that up. Right, and unfortunately then we didn't have this. Okay, so let's see, is it possible for us to update? Okay, see, we have more or less updated Paul's details now. All right, that is fine. Okay, hopefully that should update clearly. So when we look at this Paul, let's see, it's too lower. Okay, then let's click on display and let's see, too low. There we go. We have 2 Pauls there with too lower. Okay, that means we should be able to delete that. And we only have 1 Paul there with 2. Now let's come down here. I just want to show you guys the database itself. We go to SQLite right here. That is the database, and let's go into my folder where my program is. That is my database. If I click drag and drop it there, that is my table. We can now minimize this. Okay, now let's go to browse data. Right in here are all the records. Okay, and that is Paul with the 2 lower right there. Okay, all of this information, okay, are all saved on this very SQLite database. Okay, and one other thing, guys, is if you want to become a member of the channel, all you need to do is to pay £4.99 to become a member, and we can always send you the lines of code for this very particular project for you to improve, modify, and do whatever you like with it. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.